Hello and welcome to the Success with Savita podcast, where we share hot tips on how to do life and business without losing your mind. I'm your host, Savita Nanjappa, entrepreneur, high achieving 9 to 5er turned transformational success coach, helping you create a wildly successful business. Come hang out with me and other fabulous humans like you every week for stories and chats packed with a healthy dose of tips, resources, how to's, and real talk. Side effects may include a happier and more confident you with each passing day. Hi, and welcome to the Success with Savita podcast. And this week, I am not sharing an interview because I really have a message that I wanted to share for what we are going through here in India at this time. For those of you who are tuning in from another country, India is going through the second wave, and every single day we are hearing a lot of sad news, a lot of deaths, people falling ill. Of course, there are stories of recoveries as well, but it's really close to home. Everyone, earlier we would hear about someone out there who got it, but now, neighbors, family members, relatives, whole families, children are falling ill. And yes, as our medical system is dealing with this, there are stories of people running out of hospital beds, running out of oxygen. So it is really a tough time and a challenging time for us here in India. And that's why my message today on this podcast is one of positivity. But here's the thing, a lot of times it's easy to read quotes which say stay positive, and I have shared that as well, right? And be positive. But how does one stay or be positive when every single day you're hearing the news, your friends are calling you, people you know are calling you, or you have messages coming into your phone which is all about how people are falling ill right now or how someone has passed. So my podcast today is about really how do you stay positive. And so I'm sharing a few strategies that you can apply in your own life right now so you can stay positive through this crisis and every day going forward. And here are some of my tips for being positive and how to bring yourself back every time you are feeling low, depressed, or anxious, because anxiety is something that everyone is dealing with at this time. So, starting off, how to stay positive. Let's get started. And my first tip for you is to battle negative self messages. Right, often you may hear a lot of news, but how you assimilate that news and how you the messages that you're sending to your own self, to your own brain, is important for you to look at. You've got to know that often, anxiety, all of this, as best as you would want to be positive, as best as you want to say, okay, let me keep myself distracted and busy, that still creeps in. So one of the things that you should do is really cut self-talk. Sometimes the words that we are using to ourselves, the thoughts that's going through our own minds, it's really important to stop it in its tracks. And one strategy that you can use is to literally say positive things, at least 2 positive things to yourself. And you can either write it down or you can take out your phone and send 2 positive messages to yourself. It can be big or small for you to imprint that on your brain. So my first strategy is cut the self-talk, be careful of what thoughts are going on, and make sure that you're sending 2 positive messages to yourself every single day. And you can make it a ritual by doing it maybe morning and evening and even midday. The second strategy for you to continue to keep your endorphins high is to move your body. When you get up and walk around, it could be in your own neighborhood, it could be in your own house if you have outdoor space. Just move your body, or you can just put on a video and do guided yoga practice or do a cardio practice, but just start moving your body. Of course, adding great music to go alongside will also help uplift you. Music has the power to so music along with moving, some form of movement, will help you distract you in fact from thoughts and will actually build endorphins in your body. Another strategy for you, which I already shared with exercises, of course, to put uplifting music play uplifting music around you. Like really take like 15 minutes and play your favorite songs, or pick a mood, pick rock, maybe pick pop, pick a mood and play that from your Spotify list. Find music which can sometimes bring nostalgia as well, maybe old music that you haven't listened to, let's say, in the last 15 years. So use music to uplift your spirits, and make it a point to put on that high vibe, high beat music for a little while, because that really helps you lift your mood. And of course, when your mood lifts, you start to feel better. When you start to feel better, your thoughts about yourself and the world around you is a little better. And then my fourth strategy for you is to practice gratitude. Couple of times a day, morning and evening, maybe before you go to bed and when you wake up, or before you start your work for the day. Take a moment to start listing the things that you're truly thankful for right now, today, and putting pen to paper really makes a big difference, because it makes it real and it helps you, think it through. Putting pen to paper and writing down the things that you're thankful for every single day is a great practice. Gratitude always raises your vibration, and again, that helps you deal with anxiety better, that helps you deal with negative thoughts better, because you're moving from a space of negativity and all gloom and doom into positivity, and thinking about what are the things that are going well and that you can be grateful for. And it also brings you allows you to stay present, right? Being mindful and being present. That's my fourth strategy for you. My fifth strategy for you is to, negativity starts to creep in when your day doesn't go the way you expect it to, right? So try to set yourself up to minimize surprises in your day. So plan your day better, know what are some things that you want to get to, priorities that you want to get to, know what calls that you want to get. Helping you organize yourself will help you set yourself up for success for the day. So when you get, there's always that deep satisfaction when you get those 2-3 things off your to-do list. So don't pack up your to-do list, of course, with 10 things, but if you can have your top 3 priorities for the day, focus on that, get it done and move forward. It really adds to your satisfaction levels. And finally, my fifth strategy for you is to be a little social, and I mean online, of course, because being isolated, being cut off, not being able to meet family, friends, people, or just being around people, right? Even if it's strangers. That's why we say, okay, go and work from a coffee shop sometimes, because being even around strangers changes your energy. Now, because you can't do that and you shouldn't be doing that, make it a point to call maybe, an old friend that you haven't been in touch with for a long time. Make it a point to get all the family together on a Zoom call at the same time, and that becomes like a ritual, and often, your day can get so busy that if you don't make the plan, it just passes you by, and then you're like, okay, let me do that tomorrow. Instead, make a plan and stick to it, and let people know, and get on a call with someone every single day, more than once if you can. That's one way to stay connected to the world around you and stay social. But also remember that when you're doing this, when you're reaching out, when you're trying to stay connected, avoid, unless that person is going through a situation, right, that they've got bad news at that time, try and avoid speaking about the state of the world, state of the country, state of, what's happening, and instead speak about, of course, that's going to happen. You're going to probably start with, 5 minutes of that, but don't make your whole conversation about what's going on right now, because that will bring you right back to your state of anxiety and despair. So instead, have that social conversation, make it fun for you. And it doesn't matter how long it is, even if it's 5 minutes, it's, you've had a conversation with someone besides just your immediate family. Actually, I do have another idea for you, or a strategy for you to stay positive, and this one can be a bit of a challenge for lots of us, because we are not used to thinking of ourselves in positive terms. So often we are conditioned to belittle ourselves or our accomplishments in an effort to be humble. but this is your chance to let yourself be loud about how incredible you are. So get a pen and write down 5 things you love about yourself. This is different from, being thankful. Write down a note to yourself about 5 things that are great about you, fabulous about you. Nobody needs to know this, just you. And this is one way to tap into that feeling of, being, having a sense of achievement, having a sense of accomplishment, that feeling of being good at the work that you do or at your craft. So we don't often take a few minutes to pat ourselves on the back. So this can be one way that you can do this. And in doing so, you're again uplifting your mood, your energy levels, and therefore it brings you and keeps you in that area of positivity versus feeling anxious, despair, and negative. Those are my tips for you at this time as we go through this, and you can apply this at any time. But I felt like this message today was more important for where we are at and where we find ourselves again at the end of a year of having gone through. Last year, same time, we all went into lockdown, and now we are facing a bit of a lockdown again in some parts of our country. So I hope my tips will help you. You need to actually work on it. I hope it'll help you, but you need to take action. You need to say, okay, one thing I'm going to do. Maybe you can't do all 5, but do 2, 3 things that you can apply into your life today. Take positive action. Take action. Action always moves you from despair and anxiety and keeps you in a place of high vibe and high energy. And with that, I also want to say, stay safe, keep your masks on, and take care of yourselves, take care of your families. And my prayers to you for this week are to stay positive. I hope you only receive good news, and all the best. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like this episode and you want more, you can go